Guys, welcome back to Firefist channel. Today we are reviewing on set 76031, the Hulkbuster Smash set from all the way back in 2015 when Avengers Age of Ultron was first released. This set has 4 minifigures, has 248 pieces, and retails for $29.99 USD and $69.99 SGD when it was first released. It also has the wonderful Scarlet Witch, which will be in the finals of Wandavision tonight or tomorrow depending on where you are. Very hyped out about that. Anyways, without further ado, let's go on to the review section. So starting with the first minifigure of the set, we have Ultron Prime, which is basically one of the 4 variants of Ultron that is shown in the Age of Ultron series, if I remember correctly. So they had Ultron Sentries, and then there's another variant of Ultron with his helmet on, and this is, I guess, the second best variant, I would say. Yeah, this is actually my first Ultron figure that I've ever gotten, so honestly looking at this figure I'm really impressed with it just because of the unique face print and just the torso prints and the leg prints as well. Everything about it, the intricacies is just incredible to look at, and I really love this minifigure. And just look at the different red patterns and just cybernetics on this whole minifigure honestly makes me happy. And yeah, his accessory comes with leg blasters and repulsor rays that is represented by 2 trans bright red studs right there. And that's kind of it for the front. And then looking on to the back, you can also see the back torso prints for this minifigure together with the hip prints right there. Everything looks really cool and really unique. Yeah, really like this minifigure. Otherwise, let's move on to the next one. We have the man who single-handedly started the whole MCU, Iron Man himself in his Mark 43 armor. So I was really hyped out in getting this armor in general just because like my first LEGO Iron Man armor was actually Mark 42. So this is actually the enhanced version of Mark 42 with the same kind of mechanism, the automotive I think, which allows them to basically detach and attach the armor as he wants in the show. So yeah, it's really cool to finally see this armor in real life and having it on my hand. And yeah, just looking at this figure right here, I like the more intricate details as compared to Mark 42 with those black stripes on the helmet in general. And then other than that, we also can see that there's more intricacies on the patterns of the figure as well, with different kind of gold, gray patterns on it. Yeah, it just makes it really nice in general, and I really like it. Other than that, similar to Ultron, is actually given kind of trans blue pieces to represent the leg repulsors and the hand repulsors. Yeah, that's really nice, I would say. It doesn't have any side prints, so that's kind of disappointing, but remember this is from 2015. Other than that, this is actually the back torso for this figure right here, the back prints, which shows more of the patterns for this armor. So yeah, this figure actually has 2 face expressions, with the first one showing that Tony is pretty happy, and the second one actually shows that he's really mad in appearance. And yeah, that's kind of it for this minifigure. Alright, next on we have Wanda Maximoff right here, or otherwise known as Scarlet Witch, which is basically a particular reason why I have actually bought this set, because like Wandavision's final episode just happened yesterday, and I'm incredibly happy with how it turned out and what Wanda's abilities is developing into and all. Watch it on Disney Plus if you want to, it's a really good show. And yeah, other than that, I honestly really like this minifigure just because it looks and it really resembles the particular character from Age of Ultron, with her iconic red jacket and black underskirt right there, even with the necklace as well. And yeah, the face print matches her character very well as well, representing her particular red energy. And talking about red energy, this also relates to my complaints about this figure, just because of that trans blue energy accessory they have given this particular figure. It doesn't match as well as all, because as we know her energy is red or pink in color, and yeah, this doesn't work, I would say. Other than that, the leg prints right there, there's also a small detail that I don't really like, which is the fact whereby the skin tone here is actually darker tan as compared to the top skin tone. So it doesn't really make sense for her prints right here to be of that color. But I get it, back in the time which LEGO had more of such mistakes. So yeah, I can compromise in terms of which. Otherwise, this is the back torso of this figure right here, with more of her jacket piece details right here, which is really nice. And this is actually her normal face expression without using her pulse, which is really nice as well. And that's kind of it for this minifigure. Lastly, we have a big fig, which is the Incredible Hulk himself, Bruce Banner in his muscles form, I would say. Honestly, this is my first Hulk figure, and another reason why I bought this set, because over the years, although I've bought a lot of different kinds of Avengers and Marvel figures, even before I started my YouTube journey, I never ever bought a set with Hulk before, and that was the only original Avenger I've ever not gotten. Basically, I've never gotten him, and therefore I've never completed the first original Avengers team, and that's really kind of sad, and kind of a regret I always had. And finally, a week ago I decided to buy this set, and at a great price, more so than not. And yeah, I'm so happy to finally get this figure right here. He is incredibly awesome, and I was even more surprised by one detail, which is that the pants pieces right here, I always thought this was a sticker, and apparently it's not a sticker at all. It's actually all prints on the pants of the Hulk, and yeah, it's so cool with those nice stripes right there, which basically represents some kind of, I don't know, mechanics or something. And they even have Avengers symbol on it, which makes it even nice in appearance. Really cool figure to get, and I love the hair on this figure as well, which makes more sense and make it look more like Bruce Banner from the films instead of like the comic version of the Hulk. So yeah, really cool figure, and that's kind of it for the minifigures. For the set design here, we have two parts in general. Other than the Hulkbuster right there at the back, we also have the particular trap that is used to kind of restrict Hulk in his berserker state. And yeah, let's go through the particular trap first before we go through the Hulkbuster. So for this trap right here is in the films definitely, because like Tony basically sent Veronica, the AI, to basically restrain the Hulk with this kind of metallic structure to basically hold the Hulk down and possibly restrain him in the process of which, but it was honestly just a temporary deterrence to Hulk, because he basically went under the mechanism and got out from there. And yeah, but just looking at this, the only reference to it to show, I guess, it's kind of this stickers that is used for both of these panels right here. So this stickers over here actually has the basic words of Stark Industries, which basically means that this is owned by Tony Stark, obviously. So yeah, so the basic mechanisms of this thing, as I mentioned, is to restrain the Hulk, but over here as well you can see some trans blue kind of pieces that basically means that this thing is powered by electricity, and yeah, it powers the whole mechanism in general. So in order for the Hulk to leave in this particular LEGO set design, you basically flip this out and then the Hulk will jump out as he wants. So yeah, this is the basic one part of movability in terms of the trap. Other than that, there's also this trans white attacher over here that basically allows Scarlet Witch to move up and down on top over here, which kind of shows that she's manipulating the Hulk, which makes sense because she was the one that manipulated Bruce Banner's mind to think of his fears, and which is what caused the Hulk to go berserk in the city and all. But obviously inside the film she wasn't on top and controlling the Hulk the whole time. This is honestly just a nice play feature that LEGO has added in, which I do really like in general. And that's kind of it for this particular trap design right here. Otherwise, moving on to the Hulkbuster right here as well. Yeah, this Hulkbuster is really cool in appearance, I would say, even though I've never bought any Hulkbuster sets before, such as the War Machine one and the particular normal Hulkbuster one that was in Infinity War and Endgame. But I would say this is really cool in appearance, and I really like it because like the flexibility to this figure, or should I say buildable figure right here, is really cool in general. You can move the joints as you want, and you can position the Hulkbuster in any ways and even kick as you want as well, which is really nice. And even provided like small details like this that basically represents the leg repulsors of Mark 44, the Hulkbuster armor. And yeah, I really like it. Even to the back of this particular design right here, you can also see some back propulsors that allows this armor to basically propel towards the Hulk and fight him. All the small details, I really like it, I would say. As looking at this, other small details also include like such trans blue pieces right here on the hands and the center of the particular buildable figure right here. This basically represents the arc reactor and the different hand repulsors of the armor, which is really cool as well. Play features wise, this armor has it as well with stud shooters right here that allows like basic shooting of this particular design right here. So if I show you, basically you just shoot this armor as you want and this thing pops out and you are able to shoot the Hulk with it. So yeah. So lastly, to show the basic sense of how Iron Man is basically placed into the armor, you basically remove this particular part up and Iron Man is reviewed So he's actually attached by 2 studs over here without the actual leg repulsors on the armor as well. If you actually put the leg repulsors, say these pieces on Iron Man, honestly it won't fit in the armor just because like this figure will be too tall in appearance and all. So in order to put Iron Man back in the armor, you really need to have the leg repulsors removed. So yeah, that's kind of it for this particular set. Honestly, I'm really happy with how it looks and how this sets work in general. Even though it's all the way from 2015, I would say I'll give it a very high rating. So in terms of, I guess, price to piece ratio, this would be the lowest rating among the 3 categories, just because like I would give it a 6 because 200 plus pieces was $69.90. Retail price is actually pretty expensive, even if you consider like in terms of license team and all. So yeah, 6 in terms of that. Then for functionality wise, an 8 because like this features right here actually have quite a bit of play features to which, and as I said, the flexibility of the armor right there is impressive, I would say. And yeah, an 8. Then lastly, in terms of aesthetics, it's a 9 just because like other than the fact whereby the stickers over here is kind of damaged over the years, there's really not much that I can nitpick on in terms of the general appearance of the set, and I actually really like it. So yeah, a 9, 8 and 7, I mean a 6 basically gives it a 23 in terms of score, and yeah, pretty good rating I would say, a B+, great. And I really love this set. And that's all for today. Ninja now quits. See you on the next adventure, and if you do like my videos, please subscribe because it will help me a lot. Bye guys!